The World of Warcraft podcast, so you don't have to. This is the instance.
Hey everybody, welcome back to The Instance, the World of Warcraft podcast, so you don't have to. Today we are doing a special topic, but before I get to that, let me introduce who's with me as always. I'm Scott Johnson. Joining me today is William Dills Gregory.
Hello, Scott. It's fantastic to be here on the show today.
And all the way from the sunny, shiny, probably foggy UK is Mr. Terpster himself, Mark the Terpster Turpin.
Oh, and excited to be here. Can't wait.
Today our topic is a little bit different. We're going to be talking about why people play World of Warcraft, why people play MMOs, why massively multiplayer online games are becoming bigger and bigger each year, and why more and more different kinds of people are sort of playing the game now. What it means to be a great player, maybe what it means to be a casual player, and what is it about these fantasy worlds that draws players in? Maybe what is it about these kinds of games that repel others? If you're listening to the show for the first time, maybe you'll learn something new. I think that fantasy games and the ability for us to build an avatar, create an alter ego that either sort of matches us or opposes our own personality, and then act out in a world with that character in a place and time that doesn't exist, that's filled with magic, swords, and might, and all that sort of thing, that will always be with us. How we interface with that, how we get in there, is a whole nother issue, but the future will always be the past. We love that stuff. That will never go away. Fantasy MMOs will last for as long as I'll be on this green earth.
So you've got this online, massive, persistent world. And the unique thing is you inhabit a character that interacts with all the other players in the world. So in certain circumstances, we can play alongside 24 other people, other characters in-game. And we can take on massive bosses, monsters that we would have no chance of defeating by ourselves.
Oh, for sure. And you learn how to fight together, and there is absolutely nothing as satisfying in video games than taking down the hardest beast in the game to kill, doing it together as a 25-man group, and walking away victors.
These are actually real people. They aren't just computer characters. There's people behind the keyboard.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know Joe because you know what Joe does for a living. And you also know Joe's wife, and you know Joe's sister. But you also know that you and Joe last week stabbed a dragon in the heart and killed it and looted its body.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, take, for example, that troll there. See his big Mohican? Actually, in reality, that guy's bald, though he does have tusks.
And you walk in and you realize, wow, all of us are in the same place with a single focus tonight. And there is a fantastic feeling of camaraderie, a great feeling of singleness of purpose that really drives raid teams to win.
And then you charge into battle and all hell breaks loose. All of a sudden things can go from very well thought out to extremely crazy in a matter of moments.
And it's like Normandy beach landing. You got people dying everywhere. You don't know what's going on. There's just chaos and confusion.
And if the one person doesn't do their job correctly, then the entire fight falls apart.
You could be a healer, somebody who spends the entire fight making sure people are healthy and staying up, and if they fall down, they can bring them back, they can resurrect them.
You got rogues, which are sneaky, and they stab you in the back. Hunters shooting arrows. You've got mages firing fireballs. You've got warlocks. No one knows what warlocks do.
And in the next moment, everything can change drastically. One person dies that you didn't expect, and suddenly the entire plan is gone to hell.
If you spend a lot of time in this game dying, tempers may flare, there may be some personal anger that comes to the surface, and you may end up having to apologize to a lot of people the next day. But oftentimes, these are the experiences, like in life, that shape us, mold us, and give us the chances for people to learn, to build character, and to build trust and respect.
Sitting in a chair in your house, you get rushes of adrenaline that I never got from coming home and sitting in front of the TV watching sitcoms for 6 hours. The feeling when you actually finally kill the boss is amazing, and it's a feeling of euphoria. And all of a sudden, all the time you spent dying and all the hours you spent playing the game are all suddenly worth it when you get those few fleeting moments of joy. But now imagine multiplying that by the 12 million people who are also trying to do the same thing, and you are part of the team that has killed this boss for the very first time.
These raid teams, they go on to great recognition, and players all around the world see them and say, wow, those guys are the ones doing it right, they're doing it first, and they're doing it every night to accomplish their goals. And it's an amazing accomplishment for a team of what would normally be strangers to come together and to pull something like this off. And I think they're skills that carry off into the rest of their lives.